America's got a new obsession, and it's not just another celebrity scandal. It's the entrepreneur fever. Everyone from your college buddy to that random internet guru is telling you that starting a business is a piece of cake, super profitable, and basically risk-free. But here's the thing, this story is leaving a trail of empty wallets behind it, and you're footing the bill whether you like it or not. To get why this is such a big deal, let's look at some numbers that'll make your jaw drop. Last year, Americans started a whopping 5 million new businesses. That's up 42% from before the pandemic hit. Sounds great, right? But dig a little deeper, and things get murky. A survey by Gusto, an HR company, asked 1,600 new business owners why they started up. Top answers: being sick of their old jobs and feeling the squeeze from rising prices. It's like people are jumping from one frying pan into another, thinking a business will fix everything. But here's the reality check: most folks aren't great at running a business. Harvard Business Review says the average age of a successful startup founder is 42. Yep, 42. If you're under 30 and dreaming of being the next big tech tycoon, the odds aren't in your favor. Between 1 in 3 and 1 in 5 startups go belly up in their first year. And if you're in the cool kids club of tech, online shopping, or fashion, your chances just got even worse. Now you might think, well, that's just the risk, right? Sure, but the problem is that everyone's pushing this idea that starting a business is the only way to get ahead. It's like we've forgotten that there are solid, successful people who built great careers without ever having to worry about payroll or taxes. Take fields like finance, construction, or healthcare. In these industries, you often need real-world experience and actual certifications before you can even think about starting a business. And guess what? These businesses tend to stick around longer than the latest app or dropshipping scheme. Before we dive into why this business craze is bad news for your savings, do us a solid. Hit that like button and smash subscribe. Trust us, you don't want to miss what's coming up, especially the part about how some so-called entrepreneurs are basically playing pretend until they break the bank. So why are so many people, especially the younger crowd, diving into business even with these scary stats? It's a perfect storm of bad information, sneaky marketing, and jobs that are burning people out faster than cheap fireworks. First up, let's talk about the hustle bros. They're all over the internet, selling courses on how to get rich quickly by dropshipping gadgets or trading crypto. These modern-day snake oil salesmen are part of a huge industry. In 2021, the market for stuff aimed at small businesses was worth a mind-blowing $1.48 trillion. And by 2030, they're saying they'll hit $8 trillion. That's more than some whole countries make. These companies aren't just selling services, they're selling a dream. They make starting a business look as easy as setting up a lemonade stand. And it's not just the sketchy expert. Even big legit companies like cloud storage folks are in on it. If they can get you when you're just starting out, you'll probably stick with them as your business grows. It's like getting hooked on a subscription box, but for your whole livelihood. And here's a crazy fact. Some top sales reps at these big tech companies can earn over $1 million a year just in commissions. Why? Because once they get a business hooked on their service, it's a pain to switch. These companies even have data centers on wheels, literal truckloads of data, because it's faster to drive your information across the country than to send it over the internet. That's how much they invest in keeping you locked in. But here's something to think about. If starting a business is so easy and profitable, why are these experts selling courses instead of running their own mega companies? The answer is in the second problem. People are putting the horse behind the cart. They're starting businesses without fixing real problems first. Take the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. It's supposed to celebrate young business talent. But get this. A weird number of these visionaries end up in jail for fraud. Sam Bankman-Fried, Martin Shkreli, and Do Kwon, all big names on the list, took a major nosedive into legal trouble. It's like the list is a sneak peek at future jailbirds. The issue is that people, especially young and fired-up folks, are getting prizes for starting businesses, even if those businesses make 0 sense. They're chasing the entrepreneur label without knowing enough to spot real market gaps. As Gary Tan, the big boss at Startup Helper Y Combinator, says, the best way to start a business is to work in a field, learn its problems, and then leave to fix them. But that advice doesn't fit the drop everything and start a business story, does it? And it's not just on the Forbes list. The whole startup world is a bit nuts. Venture capitalists, the folks with the big money, are so eager to find the next Facebook that they're throwing cash at any idea that sounds disruptive. It's like they'd rather fund 100 duds on the off chance one becomes a unicorn. This fake it till you make it culture has turned into fake it till you can pass the hot potato to the next sucker. This leads to the third problem, the myth of the be your own boss lifestyle. A survey by the publication INC of American small business owners found most small business owners work at least 50 hours a week, with a quarter doing more than 60. And weekends off? Keep dreaming. Sure, you don't answer to a boss, but you answer to customers, workers, government rules, and suppliers. It's trading one set of bosses for another, often with less safety and more headaches. And let's talk about that freedom to take a break. In a regular job, you can use vacation days or, in the worst case, quit and find something new. But when do you own the business? Taking a break might mean shutting down the shop, maybe for good. Your vacation could cost you your whole livelihood. Not exactly the carefree lifestyle those beach pictures promise, huh? But the worst cost of this business obsession isn't just money, it's doing the right thing. Move fast and break things. It's a Silicon Valley saying that's spread everywhere. But here's the deal, when you're breaking things in tech, it might just mean an app goes down. When you're breaking things in health or travel, it can mean people die. Think about Theranos, OceanGate, or FTX. These weren't just business flops. They were disasters born from a culture that sees rules as speed bumps and people's safety as okay to risk. And for every big headline disaster, there are tons of smaller tragedies playing out in towns all over America. This don't care attitude about rules isn't new. Most of America's safety rules can be traced back to one awful accident in 1904, caused by business guys cutting corners. It's a grim reminder that red tape often exists because someone paid with their life. And it's not just the big stuff. Even small businesses are getting caught up in this. People start dropshipping or digital marketing without thinking about what value they're actually giving customers. They're not solving problems, they're just copying what looks profitable. That's a recipe for a business that will fizzle out fast, leaving you with debt and a bruised ego. The scary part? This rules are for losers mindset is seeping into every industry. It's one thing when a buggy app crashes. It's a whole other level of wrong when it's people's health, savings, or lives on the line. We've got a culture that's so in love with the idea of the rule-breaking genius that we're letting real criminals off the hook. So where does this leave us? In a country where everyone's pushing to start a business, we're all paying the price. Whether it's the direct cost of failed businesses, the hidden costs of tricky services, or the human cost of reckless innovation, this obsession is draining our wallets and hurting our communities. But here's the big question. Can we change what success means in America? Can we value steady jobs, responsible business practices, and community well-being as much as we worship the lone entrepreneur? Or are we too deep in hustle culture to turn back? The answer might just decide not just your financial future, but the kind of society we hand over to the next generation. So drop your thoughts below. Like and subscribe if you want more eye-opening truths about the money stuff shaping our lives. And don't forget that notification bell, because in this fast-moving world of business and hype, you won't want to miss a single update. Until next time, stay smart, stay skeptical, and remember, sometimes the best business move is knowing when not to start one at all.